What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, a special episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. We're out here in Austin visiting a bunch of friends. Today we got Silent Mike. We also have the world famous Tim Kennedy with us.
Now it's ironic.
And we're going to start the first episode getting to know you.
Okay.
Who is Tim Kennedy? What do you do? And what makes you special?
The special part, it's pretty straightforward. Was on the little bus, pretty much going to school my whole entire life. You know?
You have to wear a helmet.
That's right. And the teachers always talk really slow and enunciated their words when they're talking to me.
Yeah.
And I got extra time on the tests, so it's like...
But meanwhile, you're also just like breaking people in half.
Yeah. I mean, like Andre the Giant, I don't think was breaking records on IQ tests, but he had some skills. He could just like take people's faces.
Do you have his beer drinking skills?
What are your skills?
What are my skills?
Yeah.
My skills are being snarky and sarcastic.
Okay.
And not ever taking life too seriously. I'm talented at violence in kind of like all forms of hurting people.
You're very good at that.
Yep.
What's number one hurt people skill that you have? So you got jujitsu, you have some things with guns, you probably got some other things.
That's a great question.
Yeah, what's number one?
All right.
Not which one caused the most violence, because obviously guns are...
Brick?
Yeah, what's number one that you feel the most confident in?
I have to break it down by range.
That's
Okay.
fair?
Oh, yeah,
So-
yeah.
Okay, give me like a 10 foot. We're 10 feet away.
10 feet away, a pistol.
Okay. And in the world...
1 foot away. Oh, 1 foot?
let's not talk 1 foot. That's scary. That's why I didn't want to bring that up.
Well, that's like the jiu-jitsu.
'cause I
2
am-
feet, kickboxing, boxing.
Okay.
In
In the world, out of everyone in the world, what percent of the top are you from 10 feet? So pistol's your choice. Of every human in the world, are you top?
we're moving decimals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're maybe even top 100 folks, maybe.
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Even with the geekiest speed shooters, they're like the freaking
No, we have to get like to geeky, but like combat shooters.
I see.
Yeah. People that are doing shit.
And then what about in jiu-jitsu?
Definitely top 100 in the world.
You fought in the UFC.
Yep.
What was your favorite weapon of choice that's unconventional to destroy someone?
Yeah, you got like a chalk bowl stuff or like a billiards.
Yeah.
See that in the movies?
I'm a big fan of the Carl Gustav. It's a rocket.
A rocket?
It's a rocket.
Oh shit! I was like, what the fuck is that?
Another one is just, man, the AT4. So on the side of our trucks, we would just like stack AT4s. And it was designed to be an anti-tank weapon.
Yeah.
But, of like when we were in Afghanistan and Iraq, those walls are really thick. And it's a really, really accurate rocket. Like the RPG, it's like, I don't know, that vicinity. I want to hit something near them, and, the shrapnel and overpressure is what's going to hurt them. But an AT4, on the other hand, it is accurate.
So you're just opening doors that way?
No,
Making
no,
walls,
no.
turning walls, 2 doors?
Actually, it'll only make a hole this big in the door.
Oh,
Yeah. But everything on the other side of the door,
it's not doing good.
not so good. But it'll also make a hole this big in a tank.
Wow.
And everything on the inside of the tank, not
good.
doing so good. And like if you got a big old wall, it'll make a hole, and then everything on the other side of the wall, not doing so good in your words.
Yeah, more holes.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys who are listening and you're like, what the hell, this is crazy. If you haven't put it together already, Tim is one of the most elite military guys out there. He's also very humble, so he doesn't really want to show his resume, but he's also one of the top fighters in the UFC at one point.
Yeah, legend.
What got you into all of this like physical type of training and like expression of violence?
I mean, it's like this fun kind of arc. First it was just kind of being like a protector, like a guardian, big brother to a little sister, and
Or a bully to a big brother too?
yeah, like a big brother. My brother's a giant. My dad's a giant. I'm the runt of the family. Like a 220-pound, 6 foot. I'm the smallest Kennedy.
Oh.
And by a lot.
How tall is your brother?
6'1", 6'2".
Is he making
dad's
things
6
not so good through holes also?
All of the Kennedy immediate and extended family are in this world.
Yeah. Hole makers.
Including Papa Kennedy.
Oh, Papa Kennedy's
Yeah.
a hole maker.
It sounds weird.
I'm a
We're on
hole
YouTube,
maker.
you know, we can't get too gory.
No, he like stole a plane full of cocaine from Pablo Escobar.
Oh.
You know, he was we had like that phone in the closet that I'd pick it up and be like this dude in Cartagena and be like, hey, buenas tardes. ¿Dónde está tu papá? He's like, trabajando.
Uncle Pablo, and you're Irish.
Yeah. And like we'd have, you know, because like cops work schedules. So like his cover for action, like his story is like he's working shift work or something, you know. So they'd call, and when a cop would be at work, or they know he's not at work, like he better be home. And I was like, oh, he's out at the pool right now. I was like, just hold on, I'll go get him. And like that's how we grew up. And
What age did you have to kind of start playing? Like, were you aware of that?
oh, young.
Yeah.
8, 9.
So you were just born into this world,
This weird world.
and did you realize that your childhood and family is a little bit different than everyone else's stories?
I knew that we were weird.
Yeah.
And you know, I knew
Do
that.
you guys have phones in your closets?
Yeah, like does your dad like drive home like this Lamborghini with an MP5 underneath it? No? Oh, okay. Well, my dad did. You know, your dad's lame, dude. You know,
Your dad sells insurance.
yeah. He also, I don't know, where'd this Porsche come from? What happened to the Lamborghini, Dad? I don't know. You know, like stacks of cash. We went to the Madonna Inn in San Luis Obispo. We picked up some pies to bring him to my dad, who was stuck at work for a little bit. Mom telling the kids that Dad's stuck at work. We're going to go bring him dessert. I walk into this warehouse. There's pallets of cocaine. Pallets of cocaine. And my dad, who's a giant, you know, 6'3", 300 pounds, like he and all of his other giant friends are sitting there with like MP5s suppressed hanging from them. He's like, pie! You'd be so happy as I'm bringing in pie.
Yeah.
Your dad didn't work for Pablo Escobar to clear the air.
Yeah, no,
He was stopping that.
pretty amazing. He was.
Yeah.
This is like peak war on drugs, where you know they would pretend that they were smugglers for these huge distributors.
So like undercover stuff?
Yeah, then they'd bring it to the United States, and then they'd distribute it to all the drug sellers, regional drug sellers. And then they'd do like this big, huge sweep, and like overnight go and arrest all of these, you know, like 20, 30, 40 drug dealers in one go. Like they shut down an entire region. And then, you know, the cat's out of the bag. The distributor knows that their smugglers were actually cops.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like they're, you know, so it's never lost a gram of cocaine the whole entire time that my dad was in this world. He's one of the first guys when meth was really coming onto the scene, where he reversed engineered all the different ways that you could cook meth, and all the laws that we experience now, like how much
Like Sudafed.
Yeah, like how much you could make.
I got a cloggy nose because of your dad?
Yes.
Damn it!
All of those laws came from my dad and his friends putting those in
wild.
practice.
That's cool.
Like as we cooked meth, you know, like
Yeah.
my dad cooked meth.
To know all the different ways so you
Yeah.
can stop all the different ways.
Yeah, I know. I was probably 9 years old, and you know, we pull into this parking garage, and he looks over to my 11-year-old brother and to me. I'm 9. He's like, "Hey, there's a yellow Camaro in there. I don't have a warrant." He doesn't say this, but he doesn't have a warrant. He's like, "I just want to know who owns it. Can you guys go in there and pop it open, look in the glove box, and see whose name's on the registration?"
You
Yeah.
were a spy at 9. I've seen Spy Kids.
fucking
I was
crazy.
9, you know. So it's just like
But
this.
for you, was it like, oh, this is some fun stuff?
Yeah, that
sounds
to
fun.
do.
Yeah, which is hilarious because like a year and a half later, I got in trouble at church because I broke into every single church. I wanted to pick locks, and I was using like really, and I was popping locks and then opening the glove box. I would take everything out of the glove box and then just set it on the seat and then go to another car to see if I could break into it.
Yeah, you're not trying to rob.
No, I
You're
didn't
just
care.
exploring.
Yeah, you know, and I mean this was, you know, I told you some of the stories at lunch. You know, like,
Yeah.
I was a spicy kid.
Yeah. Very spicy.
So like the violence came early, and the introduction to violence came early, and my dad and my mom very wisely knew that I would be in prison if they didn't find something productive to do for me to do with my time and energy.
When did the sports side come in? Because obviously you were born into this family. You almost bred for your job. When did the athletics tie in? Did your dad do athletics? Did your brother do athletics? Or?
Dad's like an Olympic level water polo player.
Oh, those are badasses. I
Yeah,
grew up with
bad
a bunch of water
mofos.
polos.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's around you.
it was just,
Did your dad take you through crazy hard workouts even as a kid?
Yeah. Oh, and like he was, even though it was rough in the 80s, he definitely wasn't one to shy away from discipline.
Yeah.
But he would also just be like, go get a 5-gallon bucket and go hop in the pool. And we're
just
sitting
start
there
treading
water, holding a bucket.
Yeah, just old school water polo.
Yeah. And I mean, for I don't know how long. He'd just sit back and watch his boys sit there treading water with a 5-gallon bucket, keeping it out of the water.
I played water polo in junior high, and then some of the fun summer activities is you would get one of those classroom chairs, and you're literally like just treading, and you would go sideways, and you'd go this way, and now you're going backwards, and you're there for I don't know how long, just treading water nonstop.
Yeah, those guys are studs.
Do you ever take the water dispensers that when you go get water, it's like a 5-gallon thing of water that
Alhambra deal or whatever.
Yeah, we would take those, you'd tread water, you'd hold it underwater for it to fill. So you're kicking really hard and you're pushing the thing down until it fills up.
Yeah.
And then you have to hoist it overhead and tread water as the water's like dripping, dumping on top of your head.
Yeah.
And you're treading water until it goes over. But if like your chin hits the water, like you have to start over again.
Yeah.
And you have to do that. He'd be like, dump it 5 times.
That's like your Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, if you get, I mean, it was better than getting scuffed up. Like, I would take that.
Yeah. It's like
pool?
the belt or that.
Yeah, no bruises.
Yeah.
I'm in. You know?
Yeah.
It's like an amazing mom, amazing dad, super loving, but they very quickly started putting me into things, martial arts, wrestling, kickboxing. Ultimately, where I met Chuck Liddell and Jake Shields and Bo and Scott Adams and Gan McGee.
Yeah.
Like the Central Coast fight team.
Super OG guys, yeah.
That's kind of a random spot because those are all small towns. They're kind of like this vibe.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of badasses are hanging out there.
Yeah, I mean, Glover Teixeira became light heavyweight champion. Obviously, Chuck was like one of the most legendary light heavyweight champions. Gan lost the fighting for the title against Tim Sylvia, but then Tim popped. If it was in today's rules,
Yeah, he would have a belt.
he'd have a belt. We'd have the heavyweight champion, 2 light heavyweight champions coming out of San Luis Obispo and Pismo Beach. And
What's the
Grande.
spot with the, is it a steak sandwich?
Oh, yeah, that's, that is super, super good. It's a tri-tip steak
Yeah,
sandwich.
tri-tip sandwich. Tri-tip sandwich.
From Firestone Grill.
Dude, you're on the coast, fam.
Yeah, if you don't go to Firestone,
Dude.
Chuck's on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't go there and pay for a meal. Like the pit
The
guys were
tri-tip
like,
sandwich. I gotta
so
take you.
good. They take the loaf, they dip it in butter, and they stick it on the grill, and then they cut the tri-tip into these little tiny slivers. Their barbecue sauce
Insane.
is super lit,
Insane.
really sweet.
That's just a cool town, though, too.
It's really just bread, butter, barbecue sauce, and tri-tip. That's all that's on it,
Sounds delicious.
and it is delicious.
So this is just an intro, a little bit into Tim Kennedy stuff. We got to wrap up this episode because you guys know we try to keep between 10 to 12 minutes. But stay tuned for a bunch of the other episodes in the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. See you guys in a little bit.